And so that is, in fact, the problem for Kris Kringle at the beginning of this movie. It's one of the problems I think that he has is that kids don't really believe in Santa anymore. They're not as good as they used to be. They're kind of getting worse. People are not so nice, and he's not changed his rules for who's naughty and nice. So, as the world gets naughtier, he's
only delivering half the presents.
He's only delivering half the presents. And it turns out, for some reason, the way that he funds his operation is through some kind of state subsidy, which his contract is based on the volume of toys he actually delivers. And if he's not delivering as many toys, he gets a lower payout.
This seems so. Let's continue on. I don't want to get sidetracked because there's a lot to talk about.
I'm already a little confused by this, and we can talk about this in a second. But ultimately, the government has a proposal for him. They come in and say, look, we know that we're not paying you as much as we used to because you're not delivering as many toys. But what if you took your workshop, because you're not doing as much with it now, and you start making circuit boards and things
for the F-92.
F-92, which I'm not even sure what that is. Missile?
F-29.
F-29.
I think it's just
a version, a variant of that.
Yeah.
For airplanes and missiles and bombs and whatever. And we'll pay you even more. And in fact, you'll be so happy with this arrangement, the next year we'll probably do it again. Now, Santa Claus, played by Mel Gibson, which is just already a thing that you just can't imagine even saying, but here I am saying Santa Claus, as played by Mel Gibson, doesn't like this arrangement. This is not what he wants. It's not what the elves want either. They don't want to be making. They want to be making toys.
They want to be making toys. They want to make people happy.
They want to make people happy, but they believe in Santa Claus, and they know that he's got their best interests at heart. And he gives a pretty compelling speech. He's like, look, if there was any other way to do this, I would have taken that option, but this is just the only way that we're going to survive. And they agree to do it. And by God, they make the best, circuit boards and whatever that they're trying to make.
In record time.
In record time. They're the most efficient contractor the government's ever had. They're very excited about this. But meanwhile, a little boy who's angry at having gotten coal in his stocking sends a hitman.
For being a terrible kid.
He deserved it. Again, Santa Claus, he's making the right judgment calls with naughty and nice.
He checked the list.
So.
He checked it twice, I'm sure, right?
He's found out.
Would you like to finish the sentence, Jen?
No.
Fair enough. Look, we know. Dang it, Paul. We know who's naughty or nice. All right. The thing is, the boy is not good. He's not a good guy. He threatens a little girl who won the science fair.
Hired the hitman to kidnap this girl.
Hired this hitman to kidnap this girl so he could force her to rescind her first place ribbon at the science fair.
Lie and say she cheated.
Yeah, lie and say she cheated was going to ruin her record for later science fairs. Never going to be good because he's never lost a science fair before, and he's a greedy little jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But so he sends a hitman, Walton Goggins, from Justified and I guess The Unicorn on Netflix and stuff. Who I really like. I really like Walton Goggins in general, who also has issues with Santa Claus.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he was a naughty boy as well. I mean, he's now a murderer, so.
Grew up to be a hitman and was a naughty kid.
Yeah, who knew, right?
Weird.
So, boy, gun battles.
Oh, man.
U.S. military fighting a well-trained, possibly sort of spy level, like CIA kind of hitman. It's unclear where he got his training, but he got some.
Oh, no, but he was very good.
He was very good.
Taking out.
And they set it up very so the whole movie is every character and everything that they do is set up so well to go to the third act. Yeah. And then it's like when you get to the third act, which ratchets it up, the ridiculousness, it's like, oh,
no,
this makes total sense.
Oh, yeah.
Santa Claus.
Well, of course the elves would do that.
When we first, well, I don't know if it's like the first thing we meet. Maybe. Is he shooting the cans when we first meet him?
Yes.
Yeah. So the very first scene we meet Mel Gibson as Santa Claus, who, by the way, everybody calls him Fat Man, the Fat Man. He's not that fat. So it's kind of weird, but fine. Fine. We're going that direction. He's target shooting some cans with a pistol. And it's not what I expected Santa Claus to do. But, I guess if you live in Alaska...
When in Rome.
Why not? But, yeah. So, again, to Paul's point, we set up the fact that Santa Claus has he's got some skills with a gun.
Unique skills.
Yeah. We also set up the fact that he can't, I don't know if he can't be killed. Seems like he can't be killed.
He is immortal.
But he definitely heals.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets shot at when he goes out and does some Christmas deliveries and gets shot.
Takes a rifle round to the gut,
Yep.
and he's just like pouring rubbing alcohol on it, slap a Band-Aid on, and be like, it'll heal in the normal way,
Yeah.
the usual way.
But here's the thing. This movie is in no way whimsical.
No.
There's nothing about this that is a standard Christmas. There's no fairy dust or twinkly magic, or like the Elves Workshop is not like filled with gumdrops and candy canes. And it's just a nice, pretty well laid out factory.
Yeah. It uses all those expectations that you have for Christmas.
Yeah.
And uses those to subvert your expectations.
Yeah.
But then also fulfill them at the same time.
Yeah, there's no reindeer in this either.
No, there's reindeer.
Yeah,
The good thing it was not Blitzen, because he would have chomped your...
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Did
I miss this?
Oh, you may have. Or there was a lot going on.
We can
It's
spoil
fine.
this a little
Well,
bit.
we can
I may
spoil
have
this a
missed
little
something
bit.
here. I didn't remember.
But there's like a couple of like
Wait, hold on.
governments.
Before we go into, I gotta say the reason why I wouldn't know or why I could have missed this is because like the actual Santa Claus delivering toys bit is like
Never happens.
a flash in this movie. It's
It
just
is
you see him working on the
off-screen.
sleigh, and then he
just
goes
comes
out
back.
and does the thing, and he comes back, and that's it.
Yeah. So, when Santa Claus, Chris, finally accepts the government contract, there's a couple of like toadies that come out to
Right, I
try
remember
to
those guys, yeah.
try to convince him, and they're like in the barn or whatever, and he's feeding the Chris is feeding the reindeer, and like
One nips at him.
Donner like nips at one of the dudes.
Wasn't even paying attention to it. I was just thinking about those guys.
This is what's so great about this movie, is that little things like that.
It's none of the Christmassy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just oh yeah, of course he has those reindeer. Of course they're named that. And of course they would bite you.
Sure. This movie's so weird. And by the way, I enjoyed this movie. And I know you guys really enjoyed this movie.
Yes.
I like it for sort of a meta reason, though, I think. Like, I like it because I really like movies in a category that I feel like, maybe if I can say it this way, it shouldn't exist. Like, this is not a movie that I can imagine anyone greenlighting. I would love to have a conversation with the writers, and there were Isham and Ian Nelms, who wrote and directed this movie. They've done almost nothing else. They've done some shorts and some very, very little things. This is like their first big movie, as far as I can tell. It's not even a very big movie. This is not a huge budget movie. I couldn't find budget numbers on this movie, but I can't imagine it was very much.
They did it in a way that you didn't need a lot.
No, that's part of it is too, like it's set primarily, I mean, there's a couple urban households and stuff, but like overwhelmingly this is like Santa's just kind of off the grid ranch in Alaska. It's not, well, really in Canada, but you don't need much. It's not a huge cast, and the cast that you have, I mean, obviously Mel Gibson's probably relatively expensive. Walton Goggins probably a little bit expensive, but like there's not really anybody else in the cast who's like particularly notable.
Right.
The Mrs. Claus, Ruth Kringle, played by Marianne Jean-Baptiste. I actually didn't really know before. I assume she's Canadian, but I'm not sure.
I've seen her in a few things.
Maybe
and
British?
I believe she's British. But
She
she's
seemed-
outstanding.
she's really good in
I've
this.
enjoyed her in everything I've seen her in.
Yeah,
But
she was a very good. she was a very good sort of counterbalance to him. She was, and also in the world, I think she was a good counterbalance because, again, so much of the kind of mythology is like Mrs. Claus is just like overly sweet, baking cookies. She's baking cookies and stuff, but she's also like not goofy or naive or anything like that. They're good partners.
Yeah, you can see this woman existing in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to interject here. The relationship between Ruth and Kris Kringle is one of the realest married relationships I've ever seen portrayed in a movie. Like, it was excellent. Like, she's fussing at him for using her good towels and dripping sweat on the floor.
But also in a way where it's mostly like kind of mockery and it's
kind of
like
flirty.
Yeah, because it's not like she's going to be mad at him for it really, but it's like, hey, like you know better than this.
Yeah, like this is a couple that has clearly been together for many years.
Probably hundreds of years.
They're used to each other.
Who knows?
And each other's foibles and like tendencies and stuff like that. It was just such a sweet, real moment.